Welcome to this explainer. You know, it's wild to think about, but the average dry shampoo user is literally inhaling a staggering amount of aerosol propellant every single week just trying to get fresh hair. Seriously. So today, we are staging a much-needed beauty intervention. I'm going to share some professional insider secrets and unpack the science behind a massive shift happening right now in the beauty world, the move toward natural, cosmetologist-crafted dry shampoo alternatives. For years, we've all kind of just relied on those aerosol cans, but recent science is showing us that this convenience comes at a really steep cost to our health, the environment, and honestly, if you have dark hair, your overall look. So we're going to break down exactly how this natural powder alternative works, why it's gaining so much traction, and how the pros actually use it.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the aerosol problem, move into the science of natural cleansing, look at how this is formulated for dark hair, break down the professional kabuki brush method, and finally, talk about getting fresh hair anywhere.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the aerosol problem, and why we really need to rethink the can.
This FDA alert right here, this is a massive wake-up call for the entire industry. Popular aerosol dry shampoos have faced serious scrutiny because they've been found to contain benzene. And let's be absolutely clear about what that is. Benzene is a known human carcinogen. We usually think of our daily hair care routines as perfectly harmless, right? But this really forces us to pause and rethink what we are blindly spraying near our faces and breathing in every single day. It completely elevates the conversation from just trying to fix a bad hair day to addressing some very genuine health risks.
And you know, the risks actually go way beyond just benzene. We've got to look at the air we're breathing and what's sitting on our scalps. To get that spray out of the can, brands use propellants, specifically butane and propane. According to the EPA, these are volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, which are actively contributing to environmental pollution. Then you think about your skin. The Environmental Working Group has been raising ongoing concerns about the purity of the talc that's often used in these sprays. So when you combine those airborne VOCs with questionable talc and harsh chemicals, you're looking at a perfect storm for long-term respiratory issues and really severe scalp irritation.
When you lay it out like this, the contrast is it's literally night and day. On one side, you've got chemical aerosols packed with propellants, VOCs, and potential toxins. On the other, a 100% non-aerosol, talc-free, completely non-toxic powder. You are essentially trading a toxic, polluting blast of chemicals for a holistic, breathable approach that actually protects your respiratory health and the environment.
Moving on to Section 2, let's dive into the botanical biology and the actual science of natural cleansing.
Now, what is super fascinating here is the bentonite clay. Traditional dry shampoos mostly just dump heavy starches on your head to mask the oil, leaving your scalp feeling completely suffocated. But bentonite clay operates entirely differently. Peer-reviewed research backs up its detoxifying properties. It actively pulls impurities right out of the scalp. So instead of just creating this chemical cover-up, it's working synergistically with your biology to actually reduce excess sebum production over time. It's active, not passive.
When you look at this breakdown, it's like a botanical dream team replacing those harsh chemical cleansers. You've got arrowroot and rice powder. These are incredibly lightweight absorbents. They soak up sebum and knock out odor without giving you that gross, itchy buildup. Combine those lightweight powders with the detoxifying bentonite clay and pure essential oils, and you've got a fully functional, scientifically backed blend that actually leaves your scalp clean and balanced.
And here is the kicker. This isn't just some DIY recipe somebody whipped up in their kitchen. Consider this your ultimate insider salon secret. It's a meticulously crafted formula built by a licensed cosmetologist who deeply, fundamentally understands hair and scalp health. It successfully bridges that tricky gap between holistic, toxin-free living and getting real, professional-grade salon results.
All right, Section 3. This one's for my brunettes. Formulated for dark hair, where we finally banish the gray ghost.
We have all been there, right? You're in a rush, you spray dry shampoo on your dark brown or black hair, and suddenly you look like you aged 20 years in 20 seconds, or like a ghost from a colonial period piece. It's the worst, and that dull, chalky cast is incredibly stubborn to brush out, because let's face it, most dry shampoos are formulated for lighter tones. So how do we fix this naturally?
Well, the answer is a resounding no. It doesn't leave a residue. And the true innovation here is honestly a game changer. Antioxidant-rich raw cacao powder. Instead of relying purely on white starches that contrast horribly against dark hair, the formula uses raw cacao to provide a natural, rich tint.
When you apply it, the powder literally disappears seamlessly into brown, black, and dark hair tones, so you're left looking vibrant and refreshed, never flat or chalky.
Beyond just the seamless color match, the comfort level is off the charts. For those of you with extreme sensitivities, this breathable, non-toxic formula is going to be a massive relief. Most importantly, and I can't stress this enough, it is specifically designed not to clog your pores. If you suffer from an itchy, inflamed, or overly oily scalp, a non-clogging formula is absolutely non-negotiable. Plus, if you're sensitive to smells, there's a dedicated, completely fragrance-free, unscented option available too.
Which brings us to Section 4, the Kabuki brush method, which is all about professional precision.
Okay, this is where the magic really happens. You are not just aggressively shaking a bottle of powder over your head. You use a high-end, retractable kabuki brush. Step 1, you just dip the brush into the powder. Step 2, buff the powder directly into your roots. Step 3, target specific oily spots. The difference here is control. Aerosol cans blast product everywhere. Half of it goes into the air and the rest coats hair that doesn't even need it. The kabuki brush method guarantees precise, intentional application exactly where you want it.
Think of this method as your secret weapon straight from the salon chair. Because you're using this targeted brush application, it's absolutely perfect for any hair texture. Whether you're rocking straight hair, natural curls, or trying to maintain intricate protective styles and braids, you can buff the powder exactly where it needs to go without messing up your look. It's a lifesaver for extending an expensive silk press or a fresh blowout, giving you that soft, touchable volume without having to subject your hair to unnecessary washing.
And finally, Section 5, fresh hair anywhere, giving you versatility for every lifestyle.
Since we're talking about a compact powder and not some pressurized can, its versatility is just unmatched for a busy on-the-go lifestyle. Hitting the gym? You can instantly buff it in to neutralize post-workout sweat and odor. Traveling? The 3.5-ounce jar is completely spill-proof and perfectly TSA-friendly. No more security confiscations or worrying about cans exploding in your luggage. And for regular wash days, it stretches out the time between heavy water washes, which protects your natural oils and, let's be real, saves you a ton of time.
Plus, you get to completely customize the sensory experience. You can choose from pure essential oil scents like lavender and rosemary, patchouli and cedarwood, a classic baby powder scent. Or, as we mentioned earlier, you can stick to the pure unscented version if that's what your scalp or your nose prefers. It's a completely customized approach to your routine.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to ask yourself, is it time you finally ditched the toxic can for a botanical pro-grade refresh? We've talked about the scary FDA warnings on carcinogens like benzene, we've seen the environmental toll of VOCs, and we've learned how a cosmetologist-crafted botanical powder actually performs better than the chemical alternatives, especially for dark hair, thanks to that raw cacao and the super precise kabuki brush method. Knowing the science and the risks, are you finally ready to upgrade your routine to something truly clean? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive and keep asking questions about the products you're using every day.